your host, Kelly O'Megan, and here we are with our panel of experts who are going to explain to us what exactly is this controversy over challenge-based learning. Dr. Linda Wong, let's start with you. What exactly is challenge-based learning? Well, Miss O'Megan, challenge-based learning is just simply Apple's version of project or problem-based learning. Now, Dr. Josephine Walker, how do you respond to that? Kelly, I'm going to disagree with Dr. Wong. You see, a project-based learning duration is much shorter. With challenge and problem-based learning, it takes longer. The student is required to find solutions and implement them. Dr. Stephen Johnson, as our last expert panelist, we're running out of time and you get the final word. Thank you, Miss O'Megan. I'm going to agree with Dr. Wong and Dr. Walker. Project, problem, and challenge-based learning are very similar. They share similar components such as guiding questions and the use of technology and being student-driven. It depends on what you want. That's all the time we have for today. I am Kelly O'Megan, and this has been the Roundtable Discussion. Up next will be Steve Rocker and 6 o'clock news. Good evening, everyone. I am Steve Rocker. Welcome to the 6 o'clock news. We'll have weather up for you, but first, Samantha Jackson is reporting on the controversy of challenge-based education.
Thanks, Steve. I'm investigative reporter Samantha Jackson, and through our digging, we found out that Kelly O'Megan's expert panel was right, that problem, project, and challenge-based learnings have a lot of similarities. We found out that each one likes to utilize small groups, and that they want to build 21st century skills, and they use questioning. Sometimes they call it driving questions or guiding questions, essential questions, but they all use questioning. And they also use technology.
We're back from commercial break. We're going to go back to Samantha for her next installment.
Steve, now we're going to focus in on challenge-based learning. We found out through our sources that Apple really did start challenge-based learning in 2008. We've got the documents. Now also we found out that problem-based learning is much older, and so problem-based learning has the same groupings as challenge-based learning. So we're going to talk about that real quick, Steve, before we've got to go. Problem or challenge-based learning has many steps in it. So they start with a big idea, and then they go to essential questions, or an essential question that's trying to drive the big idea to a question. Then they develop a challenge. For problem-based learning, that's phase one. And then they move to their learning about the challenge. The challenge is something I'll talk about after the break. The guiding questions, guiding activities, guiding resources, all go to developing a solution. And then in challenge-based learning, what they do with the solution is they attempt to implement it, as well as, lastly, they evaluate it. Now, part of the evaluation and part of the challenge-based learning process is that they document everything they do, as well as produce feedback and reflection on what they do, the students do. Steve, I'll catch up with you in just a minute.
I'm going to assign you a challenge to work in color this week. I have these wonderful little color palettes.
You must choose a complementary color.
Back to you, Samantha, for the wrap-up.
All right, Steve, we're back. After viewing that clip from Project Runway presenting their challenge, we need to discuss the challenge that's in challenge-based learning, or the problem that's in problem-based learning. Problem or challenge, it's the same difference. Each one needs to be real world, and authentic for students to learn and to implement solutions on. Unlike the challenge in Project Runway, they're not always criteria such as limits or requirements that were found in that challenge. In real world or authentic, it has to be applicable. It has to be something that we actually will, in fact, confront and deal with. So problem-based and challenge-based learning education are making headways. So we're going to sum it up with Apple produced a challenge in challenge-based learning for teachers and students everywhere to gain a better understanding with a big idea, to questioning and a solution, to implementing that solution after we've questioned it with guiding questions, driving questions, and I think that this controversy has been resolved. Thanks, Steve. Back to you.